My name is Jill Dooley. I'm an artist manager working with the very talented Aimée. I've worked in the industry for almost 20 years now and have been in management for about 3 years. And yeah, have been really pleased to work with Aimée since it all kicked off 3 years ago at Universal Music. Aimée?
Hello, everybody. My name is Aimée. I've been working in the music industry since I was 16. I've started off doing YouTube videos and things like that. And my first kind of platform that I ever got was getting to perform for Eurovision in 2013 during my leave insert at the same time, I must say. And then kind of after that, it's been just a bit of a snowball effect. And I was looking after myself in the sense of really planning like different gigs and different things to do online and content and stuff like that. And for me, it just got to a stage where I was just like, I just really need guidance and I need somebody to kind of help put me in the right direction. And of course, I was like, I need a strong woman for this. So that's where Jill came into it.
Nice
It's been
setup.
a great story ever since.
So then it works really well that we're here at the Women's Work Festival. So thanks to them for inviting us to take part in this in conversation with the Irish Women Music Managers Forum. So that's a group of women who I'm a part of. Really a network of women, I suppose, who manage artists across all genres. And it's kind of a place that's a safe place for us. We all have a shared vision, really, I suppose, to contribute to a better music industry. Women and non-binary people in artist management traditionally hasn't been a woman's game. So yeah, it's a place where we support each other and hold each other up. And it's been a real positive in my life. So delighted to be here today and doing this. So we have our cards and we haven't prepared, which was the instruction, and I think is probably for the best. So do you want to go first, Aimée, or shall I?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, what is your greatest achievement so far?
I suppose if we're speaking career-wise, it's managing to stay working in music in any capacity since 2003, even earlier. And also I'd be remiss if I didn't say also managing to do that while having a young family. I think that feels like the greatest achievement, that there's been a balance, and that having a career in music has actually probably informed our family and our kids in a positive way. They're surrounded by music all the time. My husband works in music too. So I feel that that's my greatest achievement, but it's a hard thing to hang on as a woman in music. And certainly when I started, there weren't any women in senior roles in this particular market. So yeah, it's a long time to keep trucking at it.
Love that. And me, I'm also your greatest achievement.
You're my third.
I'm your greatest achievement.
And Aimée, what is your greatest achievement? Or your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment. I would say releasing my first EP, because it was just something that was a dream of mine since I was a child, was to release a body of work. Singles and stuff, I get super excited about releasing them, but there's just something special about releasing a body of work. Like for me, I'm more of an albums person than a singles person still. I've always been that way since I was a kid. So I think just being able to like even hold like the vinyl and just be like, this is mine. Like I just felt that was the first time that I really felt like a proud moment. So I'd probably say my EP Confession. That's probably my proudest accomplishment so far.
And you co-wrote everything on that as well.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think as well, even having something that was mine that I also had control over, and I was like 100% proud of it, that I stood by it. I was like, no, this is me in a package, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why it was just, even though it was my first EP, it'll always be a special one.
Yeah, I agree.
What is your proudest moment as a manager?
Oh, that's a good one. I'd say it's a mixture, because obviously you get kind of, a real heady high from live moments. So watching you take the stage at 3 Arena for the 2FM Christmas Ball was lovely. And just the two of us standing there waiting for that moment for you to go on was very special. And I just felt incredibly proud of you that you had achieved, and of us, that we had achieved that in such a kind of short time frame, really. And yeah, I think also, though, on the other side of it, I think releasing the EP as well, because I felt the exact same. I felt like, we'd gone through so many songs and we'd worked so much on the concept, and you had just brought everything to the table, that to actually see it come out, to hold the vinyl, the whole thing, made it feel very real and tangible. So I think that, that definitely kind of up there on a dual scale. I think seeing you on the stage in 3 Arena, imagining what that will be like when that's you on your own stage, but also like incredibly proud of the work that went into that EP. Yeah,
it was actually crazy that first year, wasn't it? Like, even EP, like, we only had, as in Electric Picnic, I mean, we only had 1-2 singles out by then, and it
2
was
songs out, and the second song was only out a month,
literally. And then by the stage that 3 Arena came, I think we only had 3 singles out, and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like,
it was, and even Electric Picnic is another one, because we were so, like, we're a baby act, and all of a sudden I just saw the tent fill up at 1 o'clock in the day, and I've been to a lot of Electric Picnics, so I kind of seen both sides of it, and that was a bit kind of spine tingly.
It's a bit surreal. All right, okay, now it's your turn.
Oh, this is a good one. What's your favorite trait of mine?
So my favorite would probably be just your professionalism, and especially when it comes to like meetings and meeting people for the first time. It's not easy in this industry as a woman. And when I watch you kind of just talk to people, I'm always just like, right, that's exactly how I want to be. Like, you're confident, and you're not worried about taking up space in a room, with a lot of us women are, because we don't want to come across a certain way, So I would probably say that, your professionalism.
Well, I would appreciate that massively. And I think I'm only like that because I kind of saw other women do that over the years. Not many. I didn't have that many examples. It was almost always men. I got asked recently, do I have a mentor? And I was really sad to kind of say, no, I kind of haven't,
Wow.
Which is sad, because I was asked if I had a female mentor.
Right.
And I was kind of like, actually, I don't know that I do, or have for even 10 years maybe now, which is why I would like to be that to other young women. And I've worked with women for years. I love working with women, and I see people who see younger women who are bright and capable as threats, and I've always been like, no, ally, lift that gal up. And I think kind of I think that's what we need to do. And I think if we could all band together a bit more on that, then there's no stopping us then.
I agree 100%. And it's something that even I get myself a lot on Instagram, like people messaging me just asking different, like, up and coming singers and people that want to get themselves out there online, and ask me a question, should I go about this? And they're almost shocked when I answer them. And it's like, people helped me on the way up, why wouldn't I help the next generation up? But that's very surprising to me that you didn't have a female mentor, because you wouldn't think, like, I would consider you my female mentor now. So it's almost like you had to pave that own way for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there were women who's, I kind of just on the outskirts of touching their careers. When I was, quite young and I was starting in kind of independent music, I worked with a woman called Janine Nallen, who, was heading up all, the massive marketing side of all those independent releases from the Declan O'Rourke's and Damien Rice and people like that. But we only worked together for a short period. But then I would see other music managers, like Damien's manager, Ben, who's actually going to take part in this. From a distance, I was kind of looking, going, wow, she's doing it. But just never had, just wasn't lucky enough to have the interaction, which we now have through this forum. There are managers who are only managing, maybe less than 12 months, or they're only a year or two into the industry. And then there's some of us, that are almost to 20 years or beyond in that group. So I'm really glad that that's in place now.
That's good.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, this is your last one. So you need to finish this sentence. As a woman working in music, as
a woman, I think it kind of goes to our last point. As a woman working in music, I want to encourage and act as a support for women coming up, and then also be able to turn to women who've gone through it and laid the ground before me. So I think as a woman working in music, I want to empower other women. And I know we're using the term women a lot, but also non-binary people, because it's hard for, you know, for everyone, I think, who isn't a white male within music. So yeah, I think that's what I want to continue to be as a woman working in music, someone who tries to big up the people who are kind of coming up from kind of, you know, the more junior positions, and then also, you know, continue to learn from the people who've gone before. That's another thing. As anyone working in music, you'll never know it all, because it changes too quickly. The industry changes way too quickly. And I've always had that I will learn something new every week attitude, and that there are multiple ways for things to go. There's no one set kind of rule book for anything. So I think that, as well, as a woman working in music, I will also continue to learn and be open-minded about things. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's a good one.
So I'm actually on my last one, and finish this sentence, Amy. As a woman working in music, I ...
I would say I'm very proud as to how things are going at the moment. I think it's even in the space in the last 2 years, I feel like there's been a massive shift. I think it's probably since Irish Women in Harmony. I've felt this major shift in things, because it's kind of like we've all finally just kind of clicked together and just said enough is enough, you know. And I'm really seeing it across. It's I think it's more just feeling that support. Like before, I used to feel the music industry felt quite lonely. I kind of always felt like when I was at different events, like the guys all knew each other, and like there was almost like this kind of boys club clique that was going on. And I just kind of always felt like us women didn't really know each other. And then it just clicked with me one day, and I was like, there's a reason for that, because there's always only one of us, if any of us, at a show. So we weren't crossing paths very often. So that's the reason why we didn't know each other that well and have them kind of cliques going on. So it was as soon as Irish Women in Harmony started, it was almost like we all wanted the same thing. And it was just that instant click that we all were just like, this is exactly what we need. And now, don't get me wrong, it's still, we've got a long way to go, especially when it comes to radio coverage and things like that. Massively. And like you said, it's not just for women, it's also for people of color and people non-binary as well. But I think the point is the fact that there is just more conversation now. It's not just something that people were kind of talking about to each other and being like, oh yeah, I know it's annoying. Now we're in front of people's faces and we're like, you can't not see us now, you know? So I would say I'm proud as to how people are using their voices, and it's a slow shift, but I can definitely feel things are changing.
Yeah, and I think, you know, because we are our women's forum for female managers kind of came about very shortly after that. And it was Ismay who started it, Ismay Bourke, and she manages FIA, who's part of Irish Women in Harmony. And it was kind of like happening at the same time that all the female managers, and we don't all represent female artists, plenty of girls represent male artists and bands and stuff. But it was a network. It was just this light bulb moment of just, you know, work on this, just communicate. And I love that it is in both cases cross genre as well. You know, so it isn't kind of like, you know, oh, you're pop, we're indie.
No, it's not like that at all.
You know, there's not that. It's just a mutual, we're all trying to make it in a very difficult industry. And I think that that's really great that that's opened up. And all credit to Ruth Ann for Irish Women in Harmony, and then all credit to Ismay for getting the managers group set up. I think it's been massively positive. And events like this, you know, there was nothing like, God, what the 25-year-old Jill would have given to have an event like this to attend virtually or in person. It's fantastic. So hats off to everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. This has been fun.
It's been fun. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the conference. Women's work. Yeah, thanks.
Bye.